Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm stoked you're here. Today is going to be a little different. I don't have any bearings yet, but I need to place an order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down this little Kizer Banish, attempt to, see what size bearings it uses, and put a little lube on it, clean it up, go from there, get that tippy hair off there. But I want to thank everybody who's come. I appreciate y'all being here. Like I always ask, if you're new or if you haven't had a chance yet and you're so inclined, if you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon, it really helps me out, helps the channel have a chance to get seen by more people. And really want to thank all the channel members. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you more than you know. So I was looking at this earlier before I started this video, and it looks like besides the clip, we use all T8 hardware. So what I'm going to do is see if the clip has to come off. And I'm just going to start with this side. I've got my finger bit close by if I need it. And I got that from Skiff Bearings, where I get my bearings. See that blue Loctite? It's very deep hardware on the Banish, which I like, and I like the fact that it's T8. I'm pushing down really hard to break that Loctite and not strip the screw. I'll clean that up before we reassemble it. Now this looks like a captive pivot. Alright, so you can see there's blue Loctite on all that. Let's see if this will come apart, because the button's on the other side. I'm probably going to have to take that clip off. Alright. No big deal. Let's just get our T6. Ooh, there we go. We got the spring on the back side. Spring on the back side. I do this just so I can remember. And then our button plunges through. Locks in right there, okay. Let's do this. It's the captive pivot. It's a D-shaped pivot, and it's facing towards the back. I don't know if this needs to come first. I just need to get my plastic pry bar. Give it a little twisty. The deep shaped pivot's tricky, which is the good thing. You want it to be. Let's see if I can get this to get a little tweaky. Get it to move on its own. Alright, that's odd. But it's no fun if we don't have a struggle bus, so let's take the other side apart too. Maybe that's part of the trick. We will sure find out. So again, I'm pushing straight down because these things are Loctited pretty good with blue Loctite. That screw there. The other things are definitely Loctited in there. Alright, so now, do we have to push our pivot through? Is that the only way we're going to get this scale apart? We've got this little pin up at the front here. It looks very press fit. Very odd. Very strange. But that's what makes for a good video, right? We figure out how to make it happen. Or we get to the point to where we punt. There's one of our standoffs. There's our other standoff. Put my little wedgie in there. This is to pop that D-shaped pivot out. That thing is fit in there very well. Almost too well. I might have to get my metal. Here we go. We're getting a little movement there. I might have to get my metal pry bar and really tweak on it. I don't want to have to do that. I want it just to kind of pry up off that little stop pin there and off this D-shaped pivot. There's no more hardware that could be holding it together. So it's simply just being a biatch. These little plastic County-Com pry bars are good, but sometimes you need to go with the metal wedgie. Seeing that pin move. Okay, baby, come on. Come on, baby. Alright guys, I'm going to grab the metal little pry bar, because I'm just going to go at it that way if I have to. Let's see. Let's see it over there. I did not expect this to be, but with all that Loctite, I'm not altogether surprised that it's wanting to hang on. I don't want to jank my threads up. Come on, scale. The button's gonna not come out until the scales come apart. Let me see something. One sec. Very odd. All I can think is what a bitch this is going to be to put back together. And I don't get how that pivot is holding on so tightly. Unless it just got jammed up somehow. Give it a little vibration. Come on, baby. Here we go. Come on, baby. I know this is boring, but look on the bright side. Something crazy could happen at any given moment, because we're in that zone. We're in that zone where we don't know what's going to happen. Because unless I'm missing something, this biatch is not wanting to come apart. There we go. Persistence, children, overcomes resistance. But what a freaking pain in the ass. Alright, Pretty interesting plunge lock. I'm getting ready to use my bearing sizer there, but did you see how that works? How you've got that little divot right there in the blade that catches it. You know, this one was really good with the spine whack test, and it looks like it's got that extra little kick. We'll see. Let's see what size bearings we're using. I bet you they're 3/64. Take our stop pin out. 5mm. All right, let me write that down. 5mm 3/64. 5mm 3/64. No, I was wrong. I was thinking out of my head. Why did I say 3/64? 5mm, yeah, 3/64. That's the width. Duh. Alright. Sorry guys. This is the longest struggle bus video, but we're going to real quickly, hopefully, I say, clean it up, get it back together, and be grateful that we were able to do so. So I'm not going to take this pivot anywhere near out. There's absolutely no need to, because it is in there good. I'll keep it facing back. I just want to clean up this scale. Clean up this blade. Something gooey in there. I definitely want to clean up this hardware, but we'll do that later. Alright, so we got our KPL. I'm going to give it a little juicer. And then what I've got to figure out is how I want to get that pivot in. So where I'm not struggling as much. I'm definitely bound to be struggling. Whoops. But what's going to be the easiest route? Let's see. I don't know why it's going to stop pin back in. Pivot in. Got a plunge lock in. Now the trick is to get our blade. Whoops. There we go. Back in. Alright. So now we're going to get our KPL again. I'm just using the KPL original because I'm not dealing with the detent ball per se. And I'm using way too much oil, as you guys know I like to do. I'm just weird like that. That's why all my knives juice around on a video. Alright, now this is probably going to be the fun part. Trying to get this all fit back together. Trying to hold pressure on that pivot so I don't back it out any. And we both know that this is going to be tight, very tight, and with that button lock you don't get much of that wiggle room. Let's see here. They make it tough with that stop pin and that pivot being so tight. I mean, you don't want it not tight. Don't get me wrong. You don't want it where it's loose. Let's see if I can get it to go together and crank down. Let's try something. First thing I want to do is get my little barrel back in which I should have done before I put that on. I'm making it difficult on myself, guys, but we expected that. All right, D-shaped pivot is in. Stop pin or barrel spacer number 1 is also D-shaped, which that's a good thing. That means I don't need my double-sided screw. That means they thought of it. I just need to be able to see it under the camera to get it seated. Doo-doo. All right. I'm continuing to hold my finger on the back side of that pivot while I try to fiddle this little D-shaped bastard in here. There's my top. Where's the flat? It's really hard to see, but trust me when I tell you it is a reality. All right. Come back, baby. All right. Hold that like that. Get our screw. I was going to clean that off, but on this side I'm just going to say fuck it, because it is turning into a struggle bus from Kizer video. All right, am I not in there? What the fuck? All right, let's do this. Our D-shaped pivot came out, which is fun. Let's just do this. All right, no foul, no foul. Where's our other barrel spacer? It is also D-shaped, so we want to put that up like that. And then we want to get our screw in lightly, just holding it in place so we can struggle with the rest of it. All right, so we go like that. We put that little guy in. We want to make sure it is in there straight. And then we got our plunge all the way up. Now we're going to, I want to get that hair. That'll drive me crazy. Get my D-shaped pivot right. Drop my blade under. All right. Now, if we can get the liner lined up, we will be much better for the wear. So what I want to try to do is get it to all go down together, ideally, which, all right, the back's down. My pivot's not going through all the way. What do we got there? You can see that lock up, how that works. I've got it locked right now. Pushing down on that. All right, let's see if we can screw it back together. That's always one way to try it. All right, so what we've got to do is we've got to capture our spring, which I guess just goes up against this scale, like so. You got a little pushy there. All right. So that actually locked in, but let's see. I have a feeling we got more work to do. No, it actually sucked in. Interestingly enough. Now that pivot's so tight right now, the blade probably won't close, but that's fine. Because I'm simply trying to get it together. And what we'll do before we put the clip on, oops, let's back that up first. Very tight. Let's go. Still very tight. All right, guys. Believe it or not, what I'm going to do, I meant believe it or not, we got it back together, but I'm going to take just a little bit of Wicked Wax while I've got the clip off. Just a tiny little bit on my finger. I'm going to rub this micarta. This is really good micarta on this little Banish. On most of the Kizers I've seen of late. But this just helps give it that not powdery fresh look. A lot of it's been done by my hand, but here where the clip covers it, a little more wiki. But I appreciate y'all. I'm sure nobody's still watching the video. If you are, thank you. Maybe this will be informative to somebody who's trying to take one apart. It's just really a tight fit. Don't get discouraged. Really not much reason to take it apart. I'm going to put some skiffs in it. I've got to order some. I've got to put together a skiff order. But yeah, the Wicked Wax to me just kind of helps condition the micarta. It dries back out. As a matter of fact, I've been putting it on my little Kubi Atlas. Not Kubi Atlas, what am I saying? My TRM Atlas. And it the leather draws it right out. Just not as quickly. All right, let me put it in my T6. And let's get our screw in our head. We should have magnetized it by now. We have. Do this. Boom. Guys, sorry this has been such a struggle. But that is why we watch, right? It's no fun if everything goes as planned. You've got to encounter obstacles and find ways to overcome those obstacles, which I have not done because this clip, oh, it's not recessed, duh. All right, so let's see what we got, guys. Dead nuts. So we've got it back together successfully, and the way I did it was I used this D-shaped pivot. Once it was in, I had to tweak down that screw a little bit, but nothing else. We lubed it up. We know we need some 5mm or 3/64 by 5mm skiff bearings, thanks to our little cheat sheet there. And guys, that is a wrap. We were able to break out our Maverick pry bar to use, and now we will just say I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to watch this little struggle bus video, to join me on it. I do love each and every one of you, and I do really appreciate you guys. All I ask is please look out for the guy to your left. Please look out for the guy to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. Thanks, Get Good Screw. Thanks to brother Joe Isabella. Thanks to all you. Thanks to Kizer. Thanks to Wicked Wax. Thanks to KPL. You all make it possible. I love you all. Peace.